It was easy to join the Hornets bandwagon over the summer after Chris Paul was named Rookie of the Year, after Tyson Chandler was acquired from the Bulls, and after Peja Stojakovic was picked up in a sign and trade with Indiana. Combine those three with Desmond Mason and David West, and the Hornets figured they had their own Fab Five. Problem was, that quintet played a total of only 7 games together. That turned a season of playoff promise into a season of misfortune. Think back to November. You remember when the Hornets got off to the best start in franchise history by winning their first 4 games?
I knew in training camp that we had a pretty good basketball team. I love the way the guys were playing around with each other. The camaraderie was fantastic from day one. And then we got off to that great start in Boston and went to Indiana and won, and then we came home and won our next 2 games to get out to a 4-0 start. And I just thought that, this is going to be a pretty special season.
Unfortunately, that's about as good as this script gets. The hard luck Hornets couldn't catch a break, following those 4 wins with 3 straight losses. And after Game 7, losing last year's top scorer and rebounder David West to an elbow injury. That turned out to be an ominous sign. The Hornets going just 11-19 without DW. After playing in just his 13th game with the Hornets, 3-time All-Star Peja Stojakovic was forced to the sidelines with a back injury that would later require surgery.
It's been 4 weeks from the surgery. It's a slow process. I just started walking a little bit on the treadmill, and I'm pain-free, but can make no prediction as far as when I'm going to be able to run or do more exercise on the court.
Stojakovic, arguably the biggest free agent ever acquired by the Hornets, missed the rest of the season. When 6-man Bobby Jackson was KO'd with cracked ribs in early December, the Bees' depth was further challenged, going 4-13 in his first 17 games out.
We just got to deal with it, play our best until everybody gets back. And if any other team had 4 of the top 5 scorers out, they're going to struggle, probably even worse than what we have. So,
amazingly, the Hornets adjusted and remained in the Western Conference playoff hunt. General Manager Jeff Bauer had just days earlier signed free agent guard Devin Brown to help ease the pain of Peja's departure, as well as Jackson. The Hornets went 16-7 in his first 23 starts.
Devin obviously provided us with some great help at a time when we really needed it. The versatility that he was able to bring to the team gave us the support we needed, not only as an off guard, but also in the games that he played as a point.
Then in late December, the injury bug took another bite out of a starter, this time to point guard Chris Paul's left ankle.
Yeah, it's always tough, when you want to be out there with your teammates battling like you've been doing since the first day of training camp. It's tough, but at the same time, you just got to take it slow and make sure my ankle heals.
Time and again, the Hornets were resilient, remaining confident of making the postseason. Veteran small forward Desmond Mason started the first 75 games, shouldering the offensive load in January when he surpassed the 20-point mark 6 times, including back-to-back 28-point efforts.
I just tried to be more aggressive on the offensive end of the floor, tried to do a little bit more than normal on the offensive end. Coach was giving me the opportunity to play with the ball a lot, so I was really trying to be aggressive.
Newly acquired center Tyson Chandler made good on his preseason prognostication of starting over with his new franchise, evolving into a two-way player, an idea previously not discussed during his first 5 NBA seasons.
I still had a lot of my old bad habits, and me and the coaching staff was trying to work out the kinks and just really working on it every day. And I felt real comfortable out there. I was making some moves and it felt good. And then from that game, I just kind of took those moves and used them, game after game. And then, when somebody stopped it, then I added to it. And it was like me and the coaching staff were just having fun with it, just like building blocks. We're going to add a little here and add a little there.
Chandler's progress, in fact, may be the single most outstanding development of the Hornets season.
His energy and enthusiasm have really driven the improvement in his offensive game. And along with that, his commitment to rebounding and to defense really have given us a young anchor at our center position that we're going to be able to continue to grow our team with for years to come.
For the second straight season, the Hornets remained alive for the final Western Conference playoff spot with less than 2 weeks left. One reason was the play of reserves Rasul Butler, Mark Jackson, and Gennaro Pargo, who filled in as starters and produced off the bench. Then came April 4th. The injury-battered Bees suffered through a game that became a microcosm of their season. Against Seattle, 3 starters left with injuries. Tyson Chandler's already bruised left toe was re-injured. Desmond Mason suffered a fractured cheekbone and nose. And Chris Paul's left foot re-injured. For an already bruised, battered, and injured team, that night spelled the end of the Hornets' postseason hopes. Despite failing to make the playoffs for the 3rd straight season, there were other signs that the future will be bright for a young, talented team playing in the toughest division in basketball. Draft picks Hilton Armstrong, Cedric Simmons, and Marcus Vinicius showed steady progress through the season.
Well, I think all those guys have had a significant amount of time to play and get their feet wet and get to know a little bit about the NBA, a little bit more than they probably expected. And, we're very proud of all 3 of our picks.
This season began with such high expectations. The playoffs appeared to be a very attainable goal. Then injuries struck, early and often. In fact, too often to overcome. So until next season, we must wait and hope that hard work won't be derailed by hard luck.